They call it La Terra dei Motori, the land of engines, otherwise known as Motor Valley, a unique region of northern Italy where it seems everyone lives to twist the throttle. Bologna is an important part of Motor Valley and home to Ducati motorcycles.
Around here, 50 miles from Ducati, you get Maserati, Lamborghini, you get Ferrari, and in every single garage in this area, there is somebody that is trying to get something go faster.
Going faster goes hand in hand with a unique passion for the brand, a passion shared by the people who build the bikes with the people who ride them.
It's quite important to evaluate that Ducati is not a common bike, even on history. I used to say that the Ducati history sounds like a clock and dagger novel. There have been good times, bad times, during over 80 years.
Ducati's history begins in 1926, when three brothers decide to create a business that has nothing to do with motorcycles.
Even at that time, history was pushed by passion. Ducati brothers created a small workshop in the center of Bologna, building small condensers for radio. People should ask why radio is better than motorcycle. The reason is very simple. At that time, the most valuable man in Bologna was a certain Mr. Guglielmo Marconi, the father of the radio.
Ducati prospers until World War II, when German troops forced the factory to make military equipment. These are actual bomb site photos from October 12, 1944, when American B-24s dropped 750 bombs, turning the factory into ashes.
Priority after World War II in Italy was surviving.
And to survive as a company, the Ducati brothers decide to fill the need for cheap basic transportation in post-war Italy. In 1946, they built a tiny engine and mount it to an old bicycle frame.
That's the beginning of the story, the seed that grows the tree of tradition in Ducati. That engine was the Cucciolo, or in English, Puppy, the first ever four-stroke engine ever created by Ducati. It seems so strange that from a small auxiliary engine, four-stroke, had nothing more than 1.5 horsepower. After 60 years, we are able to produce now bikes that have 160 horsepower for road bikes and the 250 horsepower per MotoGP bike.
1954 is a critical year for Ducati. The company hires Fabio Taglioni as chief engineer, and the man nicknamed as Dr. T redefines the company. Forevermore, the name Ducati will stand for racing.
The genius idea of Taglioni was creating the first ever racing bike, the Grand Sport, that in a couple of years became the first ever 125 Desmo Grand Prix bike.
He loved to design racing bike, and from time to time he designed also production bike. That was where we were be, you know, and so probably this is part of our history. We are the manufacturers. We started the World Superbike Championship, and we never stopped racing World Superbike.
In 1994, Ducati's focus on World Superbike racing leads to a new model, the 916, a motorcycle that instantly captivates the world. For riders and non-riders alike, the 916 becomes the icon of what all sport motorcycles should be: sleek, powerful, sexy, and successful on the racetrack. Ducati shocks the motorcycle world twice in the mid-90s. In addition to the 916, the factory creates what the Italians call Il Mostro, the monster, a motorcycle at its most basic form. No fancy fairing or bodywork. The monster is a modern example of what they used to call a naked bike.
The Monster was recreating the new concept of the naked bike, something that was redesigned, restyled. Those shape of a naked bike look like the bike of the 70s, but using superbike technology.
The Monster's the bread and butter bike for Ducati. More than 130,000 have rolled off the assembly line, and it's still going strong. But in 2003, the 916 is replaced by a new superbike, the 999. And while it's incredibly successful on the track, the radical new shape and looks of the 999 fail to win over the Ducati faithful.
Our best sports bike was very devising, was not really, not every Ducatista was fully behind our bike.
Despite winning the World Superbike Championship in 3 of the last 4 years, the 999 goes out of production, replaced by the 1098, a faster, lighter superbike that harkens back to the heady days of the iconic 916.
And the concept of the bike is incredibly easy in a way, because we had in our catalog back 6 years ago the best bikes ever of the 90s, that was 916. Everyone in the planet loved this bike. And so it was incredibly easy to decide how the new bike should have taken form. And so we just revamped everything, putting everything together in a completely new package, which keeps the same DNA, is the same basic gene, but in a completely new form.
The first production run of the 1098 sells out even before the first bike ships. This year, Ducati will take the 1098 racing.
I think that the Ducati bike is a bike built by bikers and by Ducatisti on top of that. So everybody of us has put part of his dreams and a piece of himself and of his passion in this bike. And I think that that connects with the heart of the Ducatista that buys the bike, and we all feel together enjoying and riding this great piece of passion.
The 1098 is the latest example of this unique passion, a passion that comes alive for Ducatisti everywhere with a simple twist of the throttle.